and pay attention to what's going on within ourselves and to see what is truly going on externally. And as I look around the world, look around the earth, and I see what is going on today in Iran, in United States, and in dealing with Israel, dealing with the war today. As I examine everything and I look and I pay attention to what is going on, we as a people must be truthful and honest to ourselves. Remember, everything starts from within you. It doesn't matter who you are or what you are, whether a person individually or a country. You know what's really going on within you as an individual. I may not know everything unless you come and you tell me whatever you want me to know. So it starts from within you as an individual or a country, whatever it is, it starts from within. Individually first, and then it expands onto whatever group, whatever people, whatever tongue, whatever tribe it is that is going on. We must realize it starts from within us, you know. And I'm here and I'm looking, I'm paying attention to what's going on. And the main thing here is this. We as a people must realize the true power of the United States. It was the petrodollar. This is the whole thing. Everything that you see, greetings. Everything that you see going on today, it is a result, it is because the petrodollar is going down. It's no longer have the buying power as it used to have. To date, a lot of people don't even not even paying attention, but the petrodollar does not have the buy. Y'all from France, they does not have the buying power that it had, say, 2, 3 years ago. It does not have that buying power. And this is what we as a people must realize. Okay? You see, United States government system is fully aware that this dollar does not have the buying power as it used to have. So they don't want to, they don't want the people, which is the American people, to recognize that they are weak. So they look for victims. They look for victims, and when they look for victims, they show themselves as if they are truly strong. And as they show themselves as they are truly strong by creating a war or creating some confusion like Maduro, and then now, today, they go start to bomb Iran and they kill the leader, the supreme leader, which it is a mistake, and they, at this moment in time, they are truly regretting what they have done. They are truly regretting what they have done. I could tell you. Listen to me. Any man who have any form of common sense, any man who reason among himself and observe what is going on, they thought that it would be a 2 day, a 3 day, a 5 day, boom, 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 bam, bam, and it's done and over with. What surprised them even more, that these people are literally fighting them. This is what really surprised them. Because, like I said to them guys the other day, you could tell when a person already lost a battle. You know, if I truly winning a fight, okay, If I truly win in the fight that I started, I will not ask that man to basically surrender. Why would I ask this man to surrender to me and I'm winning? That makes sense? Why would I ask him to surrender to me and I am winning? If I am winning, I will take him out. I will ask him no questions to show you the propaganda is not real. It's fake. If I am winning any fight that I started, I will not ask this man to surrender. Okay? I will not ask this man to surrender if I am winning a fight that I am started, that I have started. I will not ask you to surrender. I will just take you out, to whatever I need to do to make sure you stay down. That's what I will do if I start a fight with any man, because we have to start from individual. If I start a fight with any person, it doesn't matter. I will not ask you to surrender to me if I have you down. If I am beating you to the ground, I will not ask you to surrender because I'm beating you. Why would I ask you to surrender? Eh? I will not ask you to surrender. Now, they are surprised at the firepower and the determination and the unification of the Iran people, because their thing is this, that they wanted division, but it only make the Iranian people came together and rally around their sovereignty. And this is the biggest mistake they have ever made. The biggest miscalculation that they have ever made, to think that they can go in and destroy the leader, and then all of them will be scattered and there will be a division amongst the country. No, it basically brought them together, and we can see it carrying out as we speak. So now they have to come up with a different strategy, and I don't think, truly and honestly, that the strategy will work. Because the moment which is happening right now, we could see in the Strait of Hormuz, that strait there where all the oil is passing, all the oil where from Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and all those places, we can see for ourselves that this is closed down because of what Iran have done and are doing. So to say that they are winning and making the propaganda belief, I think they are misleading the people. They are misleading the people. Be truthful. Be truthful and let us know truth. And I think the people will stand with you. You know. But it's a mistake. And they have to continue and try to clean up the mistake they have made. But what they need to do, admit it was a mistake. And because the dollar already down, the dollar cannot be saved. That's what people need to realize. The dollar cannot be saved. The main thing here is the dollar. It cannot be saved. All this action is to prove and give trust into the United States dollar. The United States dollar was about trust. That trust was eroded. Okay? And this is what we as a people must realize. It was only based on trust, nothing else. Trust that when you buy this, okay, you will get certain protections, and this protection just was tested and are being tested by Iran. Okay? It's showing that it cannot protect those who it say that it would be able to protect. It cannot protect them. It cannot protect them because if it could have protected them, the damage of Iran would not be so significant to those other countries in the manner that they are doing to them. I have no longer use for physical body for what I just I thought the spirits it will begin. Oh boy. So I I chop I tapped into your frequency. You tapped into my frequency, and what is that? What is my frequency? Without the blackness, nothing can exist. That's right. It's truth, though. You know, and this is what my whole thing is about. Without blackness, nothing exists. That's true. So I'm saying. So we must know that. That's so true. You know, that is so true. Without blackness, there's nothing else. When you were talking about the blackness, the whole universe out it's blackness. That's right. The two this is what I am trying to show all men to comprehend that blackness truly is the true existence. And blackness it is that which they pattern their narrative or their story about their eternal God. It is blackness. That's what they are trying to say that make believe that this is their God. Blackness, when you say God, it takes away from the blackness and make you create an imaginary God somewhere, somehow. It takes away from the truth. The truth is that blackness, it is that truly is. But when it comes to the that, without without it, nothing would be what it is today. But as I continue to talk about the mistake that they have made, and right now as we speak, they are assessing and they are begging China, United States right now, they are begging China, begging all the stuff that they are talking and making believe that they are destroying Iran as a distraction, but they are behind the scenes, they are begging China not to destroy their economy by selling off all the bonds that they have bought, that they have bought from them. Right now, China is about to sell off $800 billion worth of bonds. That's what China about to do. And doing that, it will totally destroy the economy of the United States. That's the intent to, they're going to crush it. And that's the whole intent. You need to, many people are looking at the war, but the war is not the issue. The war is just a distraction of what's really going on behind the scene. Because the dollar is already fall. You see, it's already fall. Just that the people who is like the regular people does not see that yet. They have not really seen it. They have not really felt it in the fullness of what's really going on. They're distracted, and but it's already fall. Already, it's already fall because the new highway already been built. It's not like they have to trade in the United States dollar no more. They don't have to do that no more. That done crush. That being crushed. And the thing is this, because United States have to create debt and sell this debt to a next person, then you as a people, then by selling this debt, or get somebody to buy this debt from them. Guess what? This year, China is not buying no more of the United States debt. Japan, which was the number one country that buy up the United States debt, will no longer buy up that debt. So the question becomes, if all the major players that sustain and maintain the buying power of the United States, because we know that Saudi Arabia, the main one that actually who made the petrodollar and made the United States dollar become that reserve currency of the earth, of the world today, that already, that trust already been eroded. It's been into give and take that the trust, because we must be reminded that only thing the American dollar was backed by was trust, and that trust have been gone. Okay, it's gone. It's gone because the persons or the country that literally made the United States become the reserve currency of the earth was Saudi Arabia. And they already started to be a part of the BRICS. They're already a part of the BRICS. They're already within the BRICS. They're already trading amongst themselves, no longer trusting the United States dollar. Okay? They no longer trusting the United States dollar. Now, even make it even worse. Because guess what? They cannot trust the dollar, and now they cannot trust their army, because Iran, little Iran, underrated Iran, is actually out maneuvering not only one, but both of them, Israel and United States. So what country going to invest and buy up more debt of a country that literally right in front of their face going down? It's already down. Why would they buy the debt? They will not buy the debt. And this is why Iran already won. You know, they already won, because you're talking about this year alone, United States have to raise over $5.2 trillion. They have to raise that. Now the question becomes, who gonna buy that? Who gonna buy it? Because for sure, there's no confidence in the dollar and there's no confidence in the army. So who gonna buy this? Who gonna buy this debt? Okay, who gonna buy $5 trillion worth of debt? Eh? That's my question to you. Who's going to buy $5.2 trillion worth of the United States debt that they have to have this year to continue to sustain and maintain themselves? No country going to buy that debt. No country. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to print it and the inflation will start. And when the inflation starts, 60% of the buying power of the United States dollar will disappear. The buying power is already done down already. You know? Now my question to the Eastern Caribbean people. United States dollar is going down. It's going down. It's already done down. It's already down. Any money, any currency that is hedged towards this dollar also will go down too. So if a dollar is tied to the United States dollar, that money will go down too. The buying power, okay, will go down. Okay, the purchasing power of that dollar. So the Eastern Caribbean dollar, as we know it, it's literally going to go down. Ain't no if, ain't no buts. The buying power. So when you go into a store, any place to purchase anything with the Eastern Caribbean dollar, don't look for the amount that you expect to receive, that you used to receive, because guess what? That dollar already gone down. You don't even recognize that it already done. It's already gone down. You don't have that purchasing power no more. So coming from? So all this distraction, this is why I look at them and say to myself, you know something? These people just talk because they got a mouth to talk and they think what they want to think. But they have no plans. They have no comprehension of what's truly going on. Okay? Yeah, you're right. So the US dollar is still 60% world reserve. Nah, it's 60%. It's right now it's 40, it's 58%. 58%, but the it's 58% right now. 58% right now. Still changing that. But the it's already moving so fast down. The moment it passed, I think it's when it go down, it's gonna go down, it's going down real fast. And this year is the telling of who's going to buy the debt, because they're creating they have to, for them to do what they do this year, it have to create $5 trillion worth of debt. That don't include the war that just was started. That was just without the war. That was without the war. $5 trillion in debt. That was without the war. Now this war, God, good. You know, without now this war, what do we estimate it would be? Truly, what do we estimate it would be? It's $5.2 trillion without. So I'm saying, without that, without the war. So with the war factor in this, I'm telling you, you know. So we have to be real and know that this affects all, not some, all economies, and everybody gonna feel it just now. You know, they're gonna feel it just now. But like I said, plenty of people don't is not paying attention, and this is what's going on. They're not paying attention. BRICS already don't do what they do. They already create their own highway, and they're trading amongst themselves. They don't need a United States dollar, and then there is no person having that confidence within the dollar to purchase the death, because knowing that United States cannot pay back that amount of IOU, they cannot pay it back. It's up to right now as we speak. When there was in January, it was 36 trillion. Now today I checked, it is 38. Today, as I checked today, it is 38 trillion. From January to now, it is 38 trillion. Okay, 38 trillion. So they cannot sustain. Okay, they cannot sustain. Okay, they cannot sustain the debt. And this now, China's debt is totally different than American debt. Okay, totally different. American debt backed by nothing. Okay, China's debt is backed by other things. China's debt is totally different. You understand where I'm coming from? It's totally different. That's totally different. American debt backed by nothing but pure win. Pure win. Trust. And that's it. But that trust was eroded, and that trust is gone. So the trust is gone. Number one, the trust of binding death and their military power have been tested presently. And because it have been tested, no one have no confidence in that. No one have no confidence in that. And that's what making things more difficult for them. And they are fully aware of that. This is why they ask in China to not sell off the debt or trade in the treasury bonds that they bought from them. You know, because if they trade it in, the whole economy will crumble and fall. So this is what they are doing behind the scenes, even though they're raging war in the open to make people believe that they are doing what they're supposed to do and they are more powerful in their ways. In reality, behind the scenes, they are begging for China not to get rid of their United States bonds. But China don't make clear they will no longer be buying those bonds. They will no longer be buying those bonds. Even so, Japan will no longer be buying those bonds. Why? Japan for sure have to save their own economy. And that's the reason why they themselves are no longer requesting to buy up the debt of the empire that is crumbling and falling. So, this is where that, and this is what it is, and they have come to know that is a grave mistake they have made when they when they destroyed and killed the leader of Iran, and Iran, the people of Iran decided that they will fight back for their sovereignty. And this is what they are doing. and they recognize it's a mistake because they thought in their minds that they would just bomb and in a week regime change and all this stuff would happen. People will fall and give in to the demands. But no, these guys have reversed it and make their own demands and make very clear that all of the United States bases be removed from the Middle East. Do you see how it flipped? At first, they went in to change the regime of this country, and then Iran flipped it on them and make them a request within 10 days. All the bases of the United States have to be removed or they will be destroyed. All. They must be removed from the Middle East. And they are doing a great job of destroying them. And 10 days have not reached yet. And they are, they are reaching their targets. They are doing what they're supposed to do. So they are proving, guess what happened? Within 10 days, all of them will be removed from the Middle East. And this is what I am saying to you. Okay? So the military might, as they make believe, have been tested and put to their tests, and the confident is no longer within it. Okay? The confidence is no longer within it. And then we know the United States dollar that are not backed by nothing. Because even to, you know what's so funny? I was looking at something and they were speaking about, I think it was Virginia. In Virginia, when the senator have put in a bill to try to get them to back their their treasury bonds by giving them an option for getting physical gold. But I say to that, to me, and nobody would trust that. That's only, to me, that is a strategy to buy time. You know, that's just a strategy to buy time to me. When I look at that, because you see the bricks already are backed 40% by solid gold. The BRICS currency, which is the digital currency that the BRICS use right now, and also the BRICS also using the highway that they use to trade, that they transfer money, the insurance itself insured and ensure the guarantee of every man receiving their money. It's an insurance to make clear that if any money are seized, that the insurance will pay this money that are seized. So it's a guarantee that that person who using this highway, money will continue to move in the way it's supposed to move, instead of like the switch of the United States that's controlled by the United States and used as a political tool to turn off the funds of people and cause the economy to crumble and crash. You know, then they go into places like China and asking them not to get rid of their treasury bonds, but they can literally. So I'm saying, but in a way, the way all economies are intertwined, you know, are intertwined. They're intertwined. So all I could say, man, is the people who is going to suffer, is the people who is going to not to realize what's really going on. You know why? Why I want to look like a Rasta? I don't want to look like a Rasta. Like a Rasta. I don't want to look like a Rasta. I am me. Let's make that clear. I am me. Okay? I am me. Why you want to look like a Rasta? I am me. I don't want to look like a Rasta. I live life and live it to the fullest. Don't smoke. Don't drink alcohol. Don't involve with processed foods. I live in the manner that the original people lived. That's why never bread they hear, but they let it grow. They eat. At the time, they only connected directly to the earth because at the time they walked upon this earth, there was no trees in the manner that we think. Their energy came from the earth directly as they walked in the blackness, as they connected directly to the earth. This is what it was. This is what sustains them. They were sustained by connecting their feet barefooted to the ground. Okay? And this is what we as a people must realize. See all this distraction that they got going on, and they was not losing their sexual fluids which is the fluids that's supposed to travel throughout the body, and it should be able to go up the spine and go all the way onto the crown chakra, which we see today is the pineal gland, the full illumination of pineal gland. And so you can have an encounter with the true existence of self, which is that which existed when nothing else existed, which is blackness. Blackness existed when nothing else existed. So until we as a people know these things, okay, look like Rasta or Rasta look like me, which one? You see, the original people is first, not Rasta. Rasta is not first before the original people. In this day and age, yes, we can look and say, Rasta is who promote this way of. But if you want to dig and go and look onto foundation, true foundation, it is way before, as we call it today, Rasta. It's way before that. So for you to ask a question, why you want to look like Rasta now? Why do Rasta want it to look like the original people? That's the question you should ask. Because I don't identify myself in that manner, and I don't, because of the the religious ways. I don't deal with religion. I don't walk in religion. I am not no slave to no man, and I refuse to be a slave to any man. Okay, so that's why I would not identify myself as that. You see it? Because I comprehend what it is. Whenever you accept religion, you become a slave to that religion. And I refuse to be a slave. I refuse. I really, truly, honestly refuse to be a slave to any man or to anything. You see, because I know that I am a creator of solution to issues that are at hand. I know that I am. Not because following no one. I am me. I could tell you that. I am me. You know, I am me. Okay. So, as we continue with the conversation, this is where it's at. And we as a people must realize that don't be distracted by these people as they create these wars and make believe that everything is fine from the dropping of bombs and this. No. The main thing is about the dollar. Okay, that's the main thing. The dollar, the dollar, the dollar. Okay? This is what it is. And it will never come to the place on the point that it used to be. It'll never come back there. Because we already know that 39% of the global economy already don't start trading on a different trading highway. They already don't start trading. They already start to do it. It's nothing like they ain't doing it. They're already doing it. It's just now for for everything else to just continue to move in the direction that it moving. That's all. You know. But when it comes to dealing with spirituality, know who you are and what you are. Don't start, you ain't gonna start a fight and then ask the man who you start the fight with, and you are beating that person, asking that person to surrender. If you're beating him or making him to be subjected to you, if you're really subjected to me, I ain't gonna ask you no question. If I have the power over you, I'm not gonna ask you no question. I'll just make you do what I said. I make you do what I say because guess what? I have the power over you. But if you don't have the power, you ask and you request for that person to stop. And this is the state that the United States are in right now as we speak. You know, as they use all the propaganda to make believe that they are winning this war. They're not winning no war in the manner that they make you think. The reality is this: any man that begging the next man to surrender, it is because that man don't have control of that man. Okay? I cannot have control of you and I'm asking you to surrender. If my hands are on you and I have control of you, I'm not going to ask you to surrender. I make you surrender because I have full control of you. I make you surrender. I could tell you that to show you that the propaganda that they are spinning and making you see, showing you that in reality, it is not what they make it to be. What they're trying to do and what they are doing, it's all false. The real thing is the dollar. Everything else, just a waste, just distraction. The real thing is just about the dollar, the reserve currency of the earth, the dollar. If they can, if they can survive the dollar, make it so that all places, all central banks continue to buy the United States dollar as their reserve currency, they are good. They relax. All this war and all this bluster they got going on, they're gonna be okay. You know, but I have to put up a front to create a trust because at this moment in time the trust is no longer there. The trust has been eroded. It have disappeared. Nobody trusts the dollar anymore. They don't trust the country itself. You're gonna be all right. So this is what it is, and no one can target blackness. Any man could try. Any man could try target blackness. Any man could try target blackness. Blackness is everywhere. It's everywhere. So you're saying go back to peace. We It's about knowing that it's about wholeness, and this what it's all about, wholeness, and knowing where war comes from. It comes from within men, and it is men who continue with this war. And you are living in a world system, and because you're living in it, you don't need to be surprised. You don't need to be surprised when you as an individual, the buying power of the dollar that you once had. You don't need to be surprised. And this is why I say what I said, you know. And the United States going into Iran, it make it, to be truthful, for me, observing everything, it make it worse for them. It made it worse for them. Because what they expected, some regime change, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know, it's not going to happen. So they target blackness with peace, except negativity. I does not fit in. My soul is black. I am joking. My soul is black. I'm joking. Well, I am soul. But like I said, this is what it is, and this is what we need to realize. So don't be fooled by the distraction and all the wars and that's going on. You need to stay focused, and if you can start to really try and see if you can plant some food and be more self-sufficient in your ways, especially planting food, because the purchasing power of the dollar will no longer be like before. You know, it will no longer be like before. You know, it will lose its value right before your face. You know, and somebody needs to make you aware. So when you, I love to eat healthy. So what do you eat healthy? Like what you eat healthy? So what do you eat healthy? Like what? In the United States, a lot of things that we think it's healthy, it's not healthy at all. Even when, it's funny the way they would take the fiber out of the food and put in their own fiber. It's pure madness, man. And we will think that, you know, we are doing good, we are living, not knowing we are just consuming pure sugar. Yeah, you can say you're eating healthy. Plenty people think they're eating healthy because of the labels that they put on the package that they have packaged them. Because what I find a lot of things that they package, they don't have to put nothing to preserve it, but they do put things. They do that. And just yesterday, I was reading about something when they actually making chicken rather than making chicken in a lab. They don't have to actually kill the chicken. They're making it in a lab. This is crazy. In a lab, you know? And I'm like, I personally don't eat that. But I'm saying though, it's like, why would you make and create chicken in a lab? In a lab? Wow. Yeah, McDonald's, that's right. Yeah, McDonald's for sure. They create them in a lab. They create the meat in a lab. It's sad though. It is sad. And everybody eating them, consuming them, and wonder why they are sick. Wonder why they are sick. It is sad. But this is the food that we have it have we have grown to think it's normal. It's not normal. Okay? Things that we think is normal until you as a person start to eat real food, that's when you're gonna learn the fake food. You see? You know, when you start to eat real food, that's when you're gonna learn the fake food. You know. I've learned that. A lot of times I would tell people, you know something? I want you to make a decision. I'm gonna go from I'm gonna really examine some foods and say, you know something? These foods are considered as real food and they are good for the body. I eat them for a couple of, like, say, 3 weeks, 3 weeks straight. And after I eat them, I would take the bad food and see how your body reacts. And then what you do, you take the bad foods that you normally would eat, and that's when you will learn the difference. You have to test yourself and see. And you will learn the difference between good food and bad food, because your body will literally react to the good food and the bad food. It's simple. Your body will actually react to it. You will know, your body will tell you, look, the food ain't no good for you. The food is not good. The food is bad for me. So please don't feed me with it. Basically what your body will say, your body will basically let you know that this food is not good for me. And because of that reason, it will give you some form of aching. When you start eating bad food, you will have like aches, pain, different, because it will create mucus in the body. And where a bunch of mucus in the body, that's what it would be. It's showing you that the food is not good for you in the manner that you think it is good. And you could truly identify the good food from the bad food. But I don't think you should even continue with the test. Once you recognize that, guess what, this food is not good for me, just cut it off. Any food that causes you to have some form of arthritis, some kind of, it's not good for you. I don't care how long you've been eating it. Come on. It's not good for you. Simple. It's not good. Don't play. This is your life. This is your truth. This is your truth. And until you realize that it's not good for me. Say McDonald's is healthy. No, it's not. McDonald's is not healthy. Nothing about McDonald's is healthy. Number one, the grease. The grease itself. So I'm saying the grease itself. A lot of these, like, for example, even in my country here, a lot of people who try to say they are cooking healthy food, I find a lot of them doing using like vegetable oil and all those kind of oils they're using, not knowing that these oils is what doing more damage than anything else. Cause these oils create more mucus than anything else. I'm telling you, you know, these oils are so dangerous to the body. They create so much mucus in the body. I'm telling you, you know, one day I had I find my joints, in my fingers, my fingers were kind of hurting. So I was like, what's going on? What did I eat? And I remember I bought some plantain. And to be sure, because I know my body and I know when I eat something that is not good for this body. So the moment I recognized, because it didn't take me long, the moment I walked down the road in a half an hour, I recognized that something I eat was not right with me. Because that's what it is. You're poisoning your body. And it was some plantain. I eat the plantain and I recognized that, something is wrong. So I went back, I make my business. About 2 hours later, I asked the young woman, what did she fry the plantain with? What kind of oil it was? You see what I'm saying? What kind of oil it was that she fried this plantain in? She told me it was vegetable oil. I said, you know something? I knew it. I knew it was not. I knew that's what it was. You know? I knew it was the oil that caused my joints in my finger to get a small sense of numbness or hurt because it creates mucus in the body so fast, just like that. You know, the oils are dangerous to the body, the oils. And this is why I said, just be careful of the oils that because even though you want to eat healthy, a lot of people who is not truly health conscious in the way that I would see things, you yourself should check and make sure that these people use stuff like avocado oil, make sure cold pressed olive oil, stuff like that to make sure. And I said to you, trust no man, trust you. Make sure you cook at home. Make sure you do what you do at home. Make sure you add to whatever need to add to the food that you choose to eat. You know, and this is what you need to realize. Make sure of that. Make sure that everything that you do, stop eating those kind of oils that these people, because I know you want to eat healthy. I know you want to be healthy. You know, but a lot of times that, yeah, my hair is real. My hair is real, yeah. Yeah, that's my real hair, yeah. A lot of times that we tend to go and we do what we do with the intent to be healthy, stay healthy, and live a healthy, physically fit life. But we go, as we move along in our life, we tend to go and we buy some food that we think is healthy, but the persons who prepare this food are not conscious of simple things like the simple oil, thinking that the vegetable oil is a good thing, not knowing that it is more damaging than the food itself. You know, the oils are what create a lot of mucus in the body and cause the body to be clogged up and cause you to, because you go through a chemical process to make this vegetable oil, and when you understand, you comprehend that it's dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. Try and go through and try and get some good oils. If you want to use oil, I personally don't use oil. I personally don't use oil. I try to avoid all that. But I was saying, when you're on the move, when you're doing what you're doing, you go to a place and you ask to buy some food, and when you buy food, you just buy and you consume it, thinking that you're eating healthy because the place promotes healthy food. They they do all that, but when you recognize it is the oil that doing the most harm to your body than anything else, the oils. It's not so much the food, the oil itself, and you know. Okay, well that's good. You say I do not cook my food. I just eat a raw fruit, one meal a day. Wow, that's very good. Very, very good. So what kind of fruit do you eat? One a day. Let me hear you. Olive oil or none. That's cool. Cold press. Make sure it's cold press. If it's cold press, yeah. Cool. I only do rice, bran oil, and olive. Okay. But yeah, just make sure that whatever you do, the oils, man, I'm telling you, them oils are so dangerous, man. I'm telling you, please. These oils are so dangerous, you know. So much, so dangerous. And that is what destroying a lot of people. So 90,000 rice exists wild. Long rice is the only right side. The rest is say modified, eh? Well, I personally don't eat rice, so that's not a thing for me. I personally does not eat rice. I personally doesn't eat rice, so it doesn't really matter, you know. But like I say, you're giving good information, so. But I personally does not eat rice. My thing is about you as a person coming to know you. How can you get to know you? Food is play a great part, man. Food is such a vital thing to deal with. And then it come with herbs. Herbs, you know, like I tell people all the time, you as a person have a body and don't know your body. It's a shame. It's a shame for you. It's shameful for you as an individual to have a body and does not know your body. It's a shame. Yeah, yeah, for real. Only way to be truthful is cooking water, for real. If you don't cook it in water, for real. I personally don't use oil. And you got some people who cook food and they still put oil in the pot. Yeah, canola. That's terrible oil. Avocado, I do not. That's right. Yeah. I'm saying don't. To me, avocado oil is the best oil. No, I don't. Do you eat meat? No, I don't. I choose not to because of, say, coconut oil is good. Yes, it is. It is good. I take only from certain fruit, not all fruit. Cherry, tomato, I would eat only just one, at least. My mouth, that is, that's it. Wow. So you're saying you eat one fruit a day. You eat one, you eat fruits, one fruit. So you're saying you eat one fruit? Because I know I eat a lot of fruits, and I eat different fruits in a day. Because autumn, I work and do my thing. I'm a physical person. I'm very physical and moving. So my thing is, you eat once a day, one fruit a day. What fruit is that? Watermelon, whatever fruit is that? What fruit is that? So do you take like sea salt? Do you take like pomegranate? Yes, that's a very good one. Yeah, pomegranate. Yeah, very good, very good, very good, very good, very good. That's jackfruit, very good. Soursop, very good. Yeah, man, you eating good fruits, man. Good fruits, good fruits, good fruits, good fruits. Yeah, man, them a huge fruit, man. Huge. All them kind of fruits there is huge, man, and very nutritious and good for the body. For sure. For sure, you eating the right food, man. Yeah, man, once you eating them kind of food there, yeah, nothing could stop that. Yeah, I eat some watermelon this morning here. I eat I eat a half a watermelon. I give somebody else the next half. And, you know, and this, in about an hour, I will be eating some pigeon, pigeon pea soup. I will eat some pigeon pea soup later. So I will, with some cucumber. 'Cause what I do, I put the cucumber in the soup because it's full of iron and it's very rich in iron. There's nothing more richer than cucumber in iron. So I use the cucumber in the soup and I make my soup with that, you know, and make it taste good. I love it, you know. I love it, you know. And then what I will do when I make my soup, I will use some parsley, which is full of omega-3. You know what parsley is? Parsley. What I do, I use it as like, I love to say like, for me, I use it as like a spaghetti. It's like for me, I take it and just put it in after the food done cook, just let it sit in it, and then it wouldn't overcook. It will just perfectly take the parsley and put it inside there. It's full of omega-3. So when I do that, knowing that the parsley itself is full of omega-3, so I get my fatty, you know, my fats that are supposed to receive, you know. I often cook with coconut too. The oils from the coconut, I it yeah, that's what I cook. And I will use sea salt also. The real thick, big sea salt that have the minerals within it. I will use some of that, because we cannot be no fool now. Know that our bodies need some form of salt. We do. Because if you taste if you if you sweat or something like that, you're coming out your pulse is salt. It comes out of you without you even put it in. So I think it's best to replenish. I do not cook at all. But that's good if you don't cook at all. If you don't cook at all, that's good for you. But I do. I do. Yeah, I do. I do eat. I do eat, and I do truly appreciate you. And all I'm saying to y'all, man, just be real with yourself, be true to yourself, and just be who you ought to be. Okay, that's good. I run a marathon and you don't get tired. Well, that's good. That's very good. I believe you too. 'Cause like I said to people all the time, I don't really get tired like that. I does not get tired. But I do eat cooked, you know. I do eat cooked food. But I eat food that I know that it's not processed in the way that, like today I went to get some coconut because I wanted some coconut to able to put in my sukumba soup, and the coconut they had it already grated, and it was in a frozen bag, that was prepared in my country, and I was like, wow. So I just bought it because I didn't have no coconut at the time, and the rain was kind of, and I didn't really want to go and look for no coconut right now because the rain is like. Normally I will go and, cause I know where coconut at, I could go and find coconut, but I didn't want to go in because the rain was kind of coming down and stuff like that. So I decided, let me just buy it, and so I'm gonna use it and see if it will work just like how I will normally take it and grate it myself and do what I do. But it was processed, it was grated here, and somebody who here in my country is the one who done it. So I said, something, let me just buy it and support and see, test and see what it looked like, because I love to support our local, you know, people who trying to do something, and I truly, 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 truly full joy that. So I'm gonna do that. I do not eat soup. I drink sarsaparilla root, high leaf, highest iron in the world. Sarsaparilla root. I do have sarsaparilla root. Matter of fact, I bought a bag of sarsaparilla. I bought a bag, not just a piece. I bought a whole bag, and I dried it myself. You know, I bought a bag, and I dried it myself. So, but I know sucumba, it's it's one of the most. When it comes to iron, succumba is one of them. Jerk chicken is delicious. Well, jerk chicken is delicious to you. Nothing wrong with that. If you think that is delicious to you, that's it. That's on you. Don't don't try to push it on someone else. That's my thing. You know, if you think that is delicious to you, then full joy. You know, if your jerk chicken is whatever it is to you, then full joy what you got. The tea sounds delicious. So I'm saying, you know. But like I said to you, if that's what you think, that jerk chicken is delicious, well, full joy. Full joy it. Make sure you do what you do. Don't force it on no one else who don't want it. That's what I'm saying. You know. So I use all the leaves for the fruit as a tea. Yeah man. Yeah man, use the yeah, you're right. You said soup leaf tea. I use all the leaves for the fruits as a tea. Yeah, totally agree with you. You should use all the leaves as a tea. You should use them. You know, I cannot make it Jamaican way, but I try. Well, ain't nothing wrong with trying. You're supposed to try. I guarantee you're supposed to try. Horse salted, horse salt. Yeah, that kind of is that salt. Once it's not processed in the manner that in the manner that people get involved. I don't like things that is man put their hands in and then bring it to me to sell me. I love to see the natural thing the way it is. Like I will go to I'll go and pick up the salt off the ground. That that's how I'll try to do. If I can't, I find somebody who I really trust who will able to get that salt. Like I bought some from this Rasta guy in town there a couple days ago. He was kind of expensive, but I just buy it. Number one, to support, encourage him to continue do what he do. You know, for a little bit, for like 9.5 pound of salt, 9.5 pound of salt. It was like $10. I was like, man, $10 for a half pound of salt. I was like, man, this dude here. But I said, you know something, I'm gonna buy it because to support him. But I tell him, man, you can do better still though. $10 for a half pound of salt. I said, wow. Yeah. Yeah, when you come to the real salt, you know. Matter of carbon and copper. Matter of fact, I'm looking for to make a copper I'm looking for some copper right now to make a copper chain. Actually I want to make one that will not only to wrap to my bed. Yeah, I'm looking for some copper right now to wrap to my bed and deal with that. That's my plan was to do. So I could out and have copper on me, you know. Always have copper. I do not get tired. I do not go to sleep because the way I eat, my brain is too much generally. You see, do I get tired? I do not go to sleep. Say you don't go to sleep. Hmm? That's what you're saying? You don't go to sleep? The way I eat, my brain. You say you do not go to sleep. What are you saying? Tell me more. You don't go to sleep. Mm-hmm. Copper, coal. Say you don't go to sleep. Tell me more. Tell me more about that. So I could understand what you're saying. Say you don't go to sleep. I do not go to sleep. Well, that's good for you. If that's what you said, I'm not here to dispute what you're saying. You say what you say. I'm not here to dispute nothing. I'm focused on where I'm trying to do and what I'm going. And that's what the whole thing is. And if that's what you do, that's what you do. You know. But remember, it's all about you as an individual operating from wholeness, from oneness within yourself. I tell people all the time that we cannot continue to be a distraction to ourselves. Because one thing I recognize that plenty of people thinking that the bodily fluids are to just be released and to be ejaculated anytime, anywhere, anyhow, just to be. Not knowing the bodily fluids, it is for you, is for them to be in the body and goes up the spine and circle itself until it reach all the way onto the pineal gland. And this is when you will have the illumination of the pineal gland. The pineal gland is very important for it to be illuminated. And it need to be illuminated. Like I said the other day to some people that you should not, I don't think as a man, whether female or male, should not have sexual intercourse with no man until that person know themselves. Mean to say, you are ready to reproduce. Mean to say that you are blossomed. Because like a tree does not bring forth fruits until it's grown. When it is grown, and how do you know it's grown? Because it starts to blossom. That's how you know a tree grows. When it blossoms, it is time for it to reproduce itself, which is to make other replica of itself. That's what it is. So when we as a people should reach to the point and place of replica in ourselves, it is when we as a people truly know ourselves, and to know ourselves is to know that which truly within ourselves. If we don't know ourselves and we produce anything, it will become like what produced it. It will be indoctrinated by you, and it will just be, you just produce something that you are. And it's not going to know the fullness of what it is, because you yourself don't know the fullness of who you are. And you're thinking the way that you live, the way that you process things is that way because you think that you have made it. But in reality, you actually destroy not only yourself, but you destroy everyone that you brought forth in this earth. Because I think that the way of their own people legalize, you know. Hi. Say hi. Herb Stan. Yes, so. Animal. Herb Stan. Animals are alive. Yes, so. But yeah, I appreciate you too, you know, and this is what the whole thing is about. Yeah, man. So, but like I said, and this is what it's about, you know. You don't get distracted by that and comprehend that food is the key right now as we speak. You see what's going on right now around the earth. You see what's going on, and it's not those who speak the loudest is what win the victory, but it's those who continue to keep the fight and keep moving forward. You know, them is who truly show the victory by results. Have nothing to say, have no word to speak to them. Let your silence speak loud. You know, like you said, how can silence be so loud like a trumpet? You know, it's manifestation, man. Let manifestation speak for you. I have nothing to say to them, cause that's what they have been doing for all these years. They come to make the impression, they fuss and they argue, make all kind of impression, make all kind of loud noise, and create a scene. And people who doesn't comprehend the fullness of what things are about, they will, for the moment, they will put on a show. But if you know who you are and what you are, just shut your mouth and just move forward with what you're dealing with, you know, and let them see. They will see. You don't have to let them see. You don't have to even think about them. Don't even think about them people. I think about nobody. Don't think about that. You just do what you do and live. Just do what you do and live. You know, you're not trying to impress or trying to do nothing. You just live your life and continue to do what you do, and they will see. Yeah, and they will see, for sure. They will see. And that's one thing I learned. I learned that time will time will tell. Cause I know my intents. So time will tell. Time will tell.